Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to another video on INFJs. I hope that you guys have been enjoying my other videos. I kind of have a little scratchy throat, so it sounds a little bit weird, but I hope that's alright. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs have this weird thing where people will give us their secrets even if we don't really know them that well, and even if we haven't given our secrets to them. I don't understand how that really works, and I'm kind of using this video to kind of explain it to myself as well. So hopefully, you can kind of follow along with me. A few days ago, I was at dinner with a friend, and we were chatting about some other person, and I was telling her about how this other individual, not naming names and not telling the details, had given me their entire secret life about her sexual proclivities. It's totally fine. I'm totally open to all different kinds of sexual inclinations. I understand we're different human beings. Why wouldn't we be interested in different sexual interests, right? I mean, some people are interested in this, some people are interested in that. Makes absolute sense. The only thing that was kind of surprising to me was the setting in which this person shared that information with me and why she shared that information with me. I was just sitting there at an immigration office doing my paperwork. I live in Thailand and I need to do my paperwork every 3 months. And so sitting there, and then she suddenly came up and she's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while. Great, let's sit down and have a chat." And in the middle of all of these Thai people or just foreigners, we're just having this conversation about her inclinations and how she's having a little bit of a hard time with it. Now, of course, I understand that sometimes you have no one to speak to, and sometimes you think to yourself, I really just want to get it off my chest, and you say all of these things out loud because you have no one else really to talk to. I know that feeling because I've been in that situation where I had no friends for the longest time. I felt like I couldn't trust anyone in my family, which is a wrong thing for me to do, but it was where I was. And I didn't have a partner, so I couldn't tell him anything either. So the only person that I could talk to was my journal at times. So I spoke to her, but she never really gave me any feedback back, right? A journal is not going to speak back to you. And so it was just me kind of blabbing on and on. Sometimes I know you need someone to speak to, and a lot of people on this planet, unfortunately, are very lonely and have no one, not even a single person that they can tell, that they can kind of spill their secrets to or talk to and get advice from. It's so unfortunate that that's the kind of situation we live in. That's where INFJs come in, and I think that's one of the main roles of INFJs on this planet. And I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I think evolutionary wise, or the reason why we are the way we are, if you want to call it evolutionary wise, or spiritually, or service wise, however you want to look at it, I think the reason we've been placed on this planet is because all of these people who have a hard time trusting other individuals, for some odd reason, will trust an INFJ individual. They will trust an INFJ beyond a shadow of a doubt. They'll just come to us and tell us all their secrets, and they know that we will hold the space for them in that moment, right? Now you have to be very clear. If you are talking to an INFJ, you have to be really clear with them that this is a secret because we don't understand that. If you tell us something and if we think it's going to be useful to someone else to share that story with someone else because it's going to be a teaching moment, then we will share that information with someone else because we think it's going to teach them something. And so if you really don't want anyone to know, we won't use names or anything, but if you don't want anyone to know at all, you have to be really clear with an INFJ that this is a secret. Don't tell this to anyone, even if you don't use my name. You have to be very clear about that, right? But so a lot of people will share random information with us without us volunteering any information from our end. Like, I mean, I was sitting there and we were just having a conversation about the immigration office and how busy it was, and all of a sudden, as if out of the blue, as if a lightning had struck her or something, she started talking about all of her stuff, right? And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, what's going on here? Even now, I mean, I am 34 now, and I should be used to all this, don't you think? I mean, I've gone through this so many times, these iterations where people just kind of spill the beans to me, but I'm still not used to it. I'm still not used to it. I still sit there when someone's telling me all their secrets, and I'm thinking to myself, what's going on here? I don't understand. What am I supposed to do here? And so a lot of times I'll just sit there and I'll just listen. I mean, I think that's what most people just want anyways. They don't want advice. They don't want us to feed it back to them. They don't want us to talk really. They just want a vessel to fill. And we use our journals or ourselves as that vessel. We talk to ourselves all the time. I do that all the time in my apartment. These walls have heard a lot of random stuff. And I'll do that in my journal. But a lot of people have this need to spill the beans to some other human being. They need to talk to another human being. They can't just do it to an inanimate object and feel good about it, right? I think it's also just practice. We're so used to doing it or talking to our journal or talking to ourselves that we're fine with it. But for most people, they need to talk to other people in order to feel relief, in order to vent, in order to get that sense of relief, they need to speak to someone else. And so I can visibly see that as soon as she finished spilling the beans, spilling all of her stuff, she was relieved, but also really embarrassed. And that is where I think INFJ's strength really comes through, because instantaneously I could feel her embarrassment. I knew she was embarrassed because she didn't expect to share that. And I understand she had probably been holding it inside of her for so long, and I just do feel for her. And so all of a sudden all of this is out, and then all of a sudden she realizes, shit, first of all, I'm in an immigration office. I just told this random stranger, almost, we're acquaintances, all of my stuff. She's just going to be telling it to everyone, and I feel so ashamed all of a sudden, right? I totally get it. And that's where obviously we come in and we're like, you know what, don't worry about it. And I shared something of myself at that point to make her feel a little better. Some of my sexual inclinations, some of my perhaps secrets, although I don't think of them as secrets. And so I shared something of myself, and I told her in no uncertain terms that I will never tell anyone else what she just told me, because obviously she's embarrassed and sometimes, or she feels shame about it. And she doesn't need to, but I will never share this information with anyone, and she has nothing to worry about, And so I said that to her, and instantaneously she was again relieved, and then she left very soon after. Yeah? This is just one example of hundreds of examples where I'm just sitting there and people will spill their secrets to me. Recently, I was on the plane coming back from Toronto to Chiang Mai, and there was this nurse sitting next to me, and I did not initiate conversation at all. I didn't ask her about anything about her life, but little by little, over the next 4 or 5 hours, she basically shared her entire life history. She shared everything about the fact that she just got recently married, and they dated this man for a long time, and he has this amazing family, and then how she deals with different stroke victims while she is in the hospital that she works in, and the different things that she's done with it, and some things that she shouldn't have done but she did, things like that, right? Now I'm trying very hard, and I think I'm able to keep a poker face when people are just spilling all this stuff at me, thinking to myself, okay, inside I'm thinking, what? Why are you sharing all this with me? What's going on here, right? Inside I'm thinking that because I'm just still not used to it. I still don't understand how people can just randomly, how do they know that, first of all, they can share this information with me? How do they know? How do they know that I will not make fun of them, or I won't berate them for it, or degrade them, or censor them, or whatever it might be? How do they know? How can they just trust instinctually that I am going to keep their secrets for them, or I am the kind of person who's going to be there for them while they spill their truths? How do they know? I have no idea. But for some reason, and this is an INFJ thing, they know. They just know. It's as if like I've said this before, we're like a beacon for lost or broken souls, or a beacon for everyone who wants to talk about stuff that they have no one else to talk about. And you can see literally that they're just like speaking so fast because they're literally trying to get all this stuff out that they haven't been able to get out in ages, and they just want to spill it all out. And I can see that in them, that they're so eager and excited all of a sudden that they have this opportunity to speak their truth for the first time in a long time, and they speak it, and they're speaking really fast, and then they finish, and I can see the relief in their body, in their face, in everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And so how do they know? I have no idea. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think I portray a different energy from anyone else. I don't think I'm more open than some other people. Actually, I think I'm more closed off. Maybe that's why they trust us, because they know we're so closed off and we don't talk to a lot of people, so we're never going to spill the beans, right? But I mostly do not portray this kind of feeling towards the world. I don't want to know your secrets. I really don't, because I feel like it's a big burden to carry, because if someone else kind of talks about it, or if they hear someone else talking about their secrets, they're always going to think, oh, she was the one who told everyone, when I did not. And so always I have like this burden to prove myself that no, I'm sorry, I did not share your secret. I don't know who did, but I did not. So that's always my thing. I don't want to be that secret holder. I don't. But INFJs always end up being the holder, the keeper of secrets. But probably in olden times, when you had to hold a key for some weird reason, or you had to hold some kind of story or like a mythology or whatever, probably INFJs were the ones who held all that stuff because everyone trusted us to hold it for them, right? And I don't know. I don't know the reason for it. I mean, I have theories. I think it's because of our energy, because people think they can trust us because we're open, we're honest, we have these intense eyes. We look directly at people. We make people visible that are invisible for the longest time. And so we become the secret holders. And if you're an INFJ, especially if you're a new INFJ, and you've had this happen to you all throughout your life, I want you to understand that this is a privilege and a gift of our personality. It's a privilege and a gift, and we should take it as such. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a privilege, first of all, that these people are trusting us. Most people do not trust anything or anyone. They're mostly very cynical. So if they're trusting you, it means that they're giving you a benefit of a major doubt. Like they're giving you a lot of benefit. They're saying, I trust you. And that's a big deal in my books because I trust no one. So if someone says that to me, I think of it as a privilege. I'm like, wow, thank you. I'm so grateful that you trusted me to share this with you. I always say that after someone says something big to me. I'm like, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it, and I will hold this for you as long as you need it as long as you need me to hold it for you, right? And it's a gift because, as I said, people are lonely on this planet. People don't have someone to share this information with. They don't have someone that they can be authentic around. Even if they're in a relationship and they have thousands of friends around them, they're still in a situation where they don't have people that they can speak to. Do you know what I'm saying? And so this is a gift, I think, that we offer the world as healers of sorts. We are there for these people when no one else is there for them. Can you imagine how powerful that is? And so when someone does this to you in the future, when they give you their secrets, first of all, thank them for it. Thank them for the privilege of holding their secrets. Thank them for the trust that they've placed in you. And, take this as an opportunity to thank the universe for the gift that you've been given as a healer, as the purveyor of secrets, as a holder of these truths. It's so powerful. And not only that, but we're always gathering data, right? And the more people spill to us, the more data we gather about people, how they think, how they work, how they move through this world. And that's more information for us to use in the entire universe, in our life as we do. Make sense? I hope it does. I just really wanted to share this with you guys because sometimes I am fearful as well when people just start spilling their secrets to me. I'm like, oh, please don't do this, don't do it, kind of thing, right? But I'm really trying now to think of it as a gift, as a privilege, and really trying to hone in on it and be there for that person in those few moments where they kind of just really need to get this stuff out of them and realize that they're spilling it to you because they have no one else. And as soon as you realize that fact, that they have no one else to speak to, in that moment you realize how important our role as secret keeper is, because these people have no one, guys, no one else to speak to about these important issues. That's really sad, right? And so if we can take that role upon ourselves, then we are being healers on this planet. We're giving back in some way that a lot of people can't. Not everyone has people coming up to them and giving them their secrets, okay? That doesn't happen to everyone. So if it's happening to you, there's a reason for it. And we need to take responsibility for it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Again, my name is Shikha, and thank you so much for listening and watching my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.